Question number 19. While assigned to B Squad patrol, one of your officers calls you to inform you that a domestic incident one of his men was sent to investigate involves an off-duty officer. The off-duty officer and his spouse each have scratches on their faces and arms, and a neighbor who reported the incident has stated they had been yelling and threatening each other, prompting the neighbor to call. How would you handle the situation?
This incident involves an off-duty officer being involved in a domestic incident. I would directly respond to the scene and begin an investigation of the incident. Upon finding that an officer was involved in a domestic incident and possible suspect involved in an incident, I would notify the lieutenant. The lieutenant would determine who would be the primary investigator for the incident. Our domestic policy, model policy, calls for the state police to be involved in off-duty domestic instances, and if so, I would hold the scene, provide medical attention to the parties until the other investigators or internal affairs arrive to conduct the investigation, and I would provide them with any information on a report. If I was the primary investigator, if I was the primary supervisor to investigate this incident, I would have the officers conduct a thorough domestic violence incident with notification to the domestic violence unit, detectives to investigate the incident, to make sure that you document any injuries that you observe, to secure any witnesses, any videos, have written statements, and to provide any persons involved in the incident with their victim rights information. At the conclusion of investigation, I would complete a limited distribution unusual for the chain of command to notify them, and I will also complete an SIR, and the SIR would include the investigative steps taken and the outcome of the investigation, as well as any discipline that was found for policy or for policy violations or code of conduct violations. I would, if there was recommended discipline, I would consult with the advocate. The advocate would provide me with information regarding previous discipline issue related to this, and progressive discipline might be implemented. At the conclusion of the SIR, I would submit it to the lieutenant, who would forward it to the chain of command. I would also notify internal affairs if they had to. I would also, on scene, because it's an off-duty officer, secure any department-issued firearms and all firearms issued to him. Regardless of the outcome, I would secure, regardless of whether he was a suspect or not, I would at least take control of the officer's weapons until the conclusion of the incident. That concludes my answer.
We left a lot of stuff on the table here. Let's talk about it, all right? If you decided to arrest the officer, we'd want a family violence form. We should mention that. We'd also want to clear booking out, so we got to notify booking to do that as well. Okay? Probably should notify EAP as well, since it's a traumatic event for him and his family. All right? Then we're going to have to contact the front desk sergeant, because if he gets arrested, there's probably going to be he's going to be suspended, and so you're going to need to fill in his spot, so you got to hire overtime for that. We'll definitely cover at least that. Everything else you did pretty well. You did the notifications. You did the evidence collection fine. You notified ID for assistance. Did you notify the union steward? Notify union. So there's a lot of improvement on this one, right? So
just sucks. Most likely, you're just going to secure the scene and have somebody else investigate it. It's going to be somebody else's problem.
All right. What time you got now?